All right, guys, Fula coming to you with another commentary video. There was a lot of dislike, and there was a lot of hateful messages that was sent to me based on my last video that I did about Richardson. But this next commentary is further gonna ju- is further gonna prove my point that I was alluding to the other day. So, after that race, after that 100-meter race, they did another interview. They didn't do the one on the air, basically. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this one. And again, no sense of accountability. Again, self absorption. And again, just the need to justify what she did and not really take a look at herself for doing it. But let's just go ahead and go on with it. Let's go.
Just how did it feel to be actually back racing?
Actually, just to be back doing what it is that I have a passion for, just in my heart that navigates me through day to day was a blessing. Just to be back on the track, not coming in with expectations, but of course wanting to do what it.
Stop capping, woman. You came in with expectations. That's why you said on your Twitter that I know y'all miss me. Okay, in essence, this was supposed to be your coming out party, because one thing for sure is that you know, on I think it was a lot of the Facebook forums, a lot of the track and field forums on Facebook, you will be surprised how many people were saying, "Oh, she's gonna wipe the floor with the Jamaicans. Oh, she's gonna like just whoop the Jamaicans so badly. Oh, she's just gonna like you know, just do them dirty." You'll be surprised how many people were saying that. And I'm pretty sure that she read some of this, and I'm pretty sure she was aware of some of this. And this was also on Twitter as well. So you did come in with expectations. Stop capping. And I'm going to get into why she came in with expectations in the latter of this video, of this commentary. But let's continue.
Is that I'm well known to do, and that's be a performer. But God has a plan for everything, and I'm a warrior. And how I like to say,
Again, not taking responsibility for her actions, not admitting that she needs to work on some things like her start, bringing God into this. You know what I mean? Which God is the ultimate factor in everything that we do. Don't get it twisted, but still not taking account, still not realizing that God said man can only get what he strives for, what he strives for. I'm gonna tell you something. It's a well-known guy that I know in track and field who actually is in the inside said she did not even prepare for this race. They actually said she was not training, that she thought she can just go in there and just blaze them because she ran that, I think she ran like a 10.6 at the Olympic trials, and she thought that momentum was going to carry her on into this, I'm dead serious too. Someone told me this, and he's well known. He's on the inside, bro. But let's continue.
after the race, I was in the heat of passion, and I apologize for my language, but I'm a warrior. My passion will always come out for my.
It's not your passion, it's your toxicity. You're toxic because people were gassing you up, and you bought into the gas. Like, let's face it, you had celebrities gassing her up. You had normal people gassing her up. You had people saying, "Oh, I want my daughter to be like her." You had people saying that you had all types of people from all walks of life gassing her up. If and I'm gonna say something too. If you're a warrior, okay, warriors are frontline 25-8. If you're a warrior, why'd you pull out of the 200 meters then? If you were such a warrior. because that 200 meters could have been redemption. You could have redeemed yourself if you decided that you wanted to, but you didn't. You pulled out. And I don't think it was based on the injury. I'm just saying. Part of being a warrior is being stoic and also being very, very much resilient. And I guess you didn't want to be that, so that's why you pulled out a 200 meter.
Love for what it is that I put my blood, sweat, tears, and sacrifice into. This last month was a journey for me, but that's no excuse because at the end of the day, I'm an athlete, and today was a day, but it's not every day. It's not the end of the world. And like I say, if you choose to count me out, joke's on you.
See, again, just being arrogant. Instead of just saying, okay, yeah, today was a crappy day. I messed up. I need to go back to the drawing board and fix everything. No, not taking responsibility, which a lot of the times these Western women will not do. Okay, no matter what, no matter if they're in the wrong or not, they're not going to take responsibility for their actions. Okay, not at all. And again, she's deflecting. But let's continue.
Even after the race, even before the race, feeling the loving, the genuineness was amazing. Knowing the fact that people actually care, like people actually see what it is that I want to bring to the sport, what I put out.
Well, we know what you want to bring to the sport: arrogance, brashness, cockiness, and toxicity. That's what you want to bring to the sport. Okay, the thing, and again, I've said this before. Allyson Felix is one of the most decorated track and field athletes of all time. She was very chill, though. She never acted like this. You look at like the likes of Dalilah Muhammad, who is a very decorated track and field athlete. You look at the likes of Usain Bolt, who had a personality. However, at the end of the day, he always took responsibility for actions and things like that. He always understood that, okay, this was going on, right? And he never had this kind of like arrogant, haughty attitude at all. Even when he was younger, he was younger in his 20s, he never had that.
There, and it's a blessing for it to be recognized. And so I'm thankful for the support, and I will continue to be thankful for the support. And when I go back into training, go back into competing, my support system, down to the fans, my family, my coach, y'all all are in there. I represent you guys. So, like I said, don't take today as an L for us because we're not going nowhere.
You know what? The thing is this. In order to like grow, you have to admit when you take L's, okay? Any L, no matter what the L is. Like, for example, I don't want to get too much into my personal life, but I was going to invest in something in the country of Mali. Little did I know that, I should have read the political landscape better. But by the time I did invest in it, there was a coup d'etat and everything that had to do with that investment stood still. But I said, man, I took an L. I'm like, damn, I really took an L this time. I didn't say, oh, it's not an L. I didn't say that. I didn't say, oh, I don't look at this as an L. I'm like, dang, man, I really took a lump on the chin, man. Even in athletic endeavors, like maybe like, for example, you may punch wrong because you realize you have more power than you expected, and it hurts your risk. It's like, dang, man, I took an L because my technique wasn't right. But no accountability. You know, you see the eye wink too, right?
You mentioned the journey. What? Okay.
Any more races for you this season?
Oh, definitely. There are probably a couple, one or two more, but yeah, we can't finish like this.
Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned the journey.
You said we can't finish like this. You had a chance to redeem yourself and run the 200 meter. As I said before, I'm just saying. You could have ran the 200 meter that same day and maybe finished better. Maybe have gotten first place if you could have kept it together and really focused. But that wasn't in your plans.
Crazy one. What has this taught you? Oh, what this has taught me is moving forward. No matter what it is, the situation, the circumstance, you can't sit and dwell, because if you sit and dwell, you will never go up. when you down, the only way is up if you see it that way. So not even feeling like I'm down, I feel like I'm going forward. this is one day, tomorrow's another day, and going from there, and the days just run together. But all overall, I know what it is that I need to do. We know what it is that I can do, and y'all are gonna see it. Period.
You can tell she's nervous and deflecting and things like that. But I mean, I can't talk for a woman, man. I ain't a woman, but you know, the women I know that I tend to run into or tend to, like, you know, have some association with, who are in track and field, you know, would say, you know, what I learned today is that I have a lot that I need to work on. I have to work on my technique, and and I also have to realize that not every victory is just going to be given to me, that I have to take it. But instead, she said she's just trying to deflect, you know, not even trying to examine what went wrong in the race. She's not even trying to do that. That's the crazy thing. She's not even trying to, like, analyze what she did wrong in the race, because she, I think, doesn't think she did anything wrong in the race. But let's continue.
Probably don't want to dwell too much on it, but what do you feel did go wrong in the race?
Honestly, nothing. I am my biggest enemy. In all honesty, I wasn't focused on my lane. I wasn't focused on what it is in me. But at the end of the day,
you know, woman, I would have respected you if you said, I would have respected you if you said what was really wrong in the race, and from the bird's eye view, from someone who's done the sport before. As I said in the other video, what was wrong in the race is, for one, you started, like, your reaction time to the start was like, whew, there was no way in hell you were going to catch those girls with your reaction time in that starting lane. And then another thing too is you raised up way too quick. You didn't stay in the drive state phase very quickly. Another thing too is you didn't lean with your ankles. You ran straight the hell up. The thing is you rely on strength to run more than anything else. You don't rely on technique to run. You rely on strength because you're strong. But technique beats strength 9 out of 10 times. So you said nothing went wrong. Wow. Imagine dating her and she knows she did something wrong and she's going to say, yeah, I didn't do nothing wrong. What are you talking about?
no excuses. Not at all. It's time to get back in the lab and do what it is that I need to do. Congratulations to the women that won. I love women, no matter what the flag is, no matter what brand you wear. I love successful women, and
that's cap. Because if you love successful women, you would have congratulated them, and you didn't congratulate them at all. As a matter of fact, you walked away. You gave them all the cold shoulders. You gave every single last woman the cold shoulder when they after the race. You walked. As a matter of fact, you didn't even congratulate the women. You went straight to go do your rant on the interview. Cut it out.
they continue to be just as successful as they're doing and continue to thrive in their career. But I'm definitely going to thrive, and I'm definitely going to continue to show the world why I'm that girl.
You see that? It's not even confidence at this point. It's not even confidence. It's just straight up self-absorption. Wow. Wow, you can't make this up, bro. You really can't make this up. Okay? Wow. Wow. Let's continue.
You've used this saying no excuses. You've used that over the last month. Where do you get that from? Your ability to say, maybe I've had this setback, but I can move forward.
It just goes part of my mindset. And also not even just that, but my support system around me. They don't let me sit. They understand because they see the talent so much. They don't just see today. They see the big picture. They see the overall potential and what I can do and bring to this game. So they never let me sit. And with that, it's in my head. It's been dwelled into me. Training from high school all the way up until now. The greatness in me is not on anybody's pace. It's not on social media's pace. It's not on my pace. It's not on the haters' pace. It's on God's pace. Okay? And He gonna make sure I do what it is I need to do when it's time to do it. And right now, it wasn't time to do it.
But Allah doesn't like arrogance, so that's what you don't realize, and that Allah likes when you do mention what you have done, but you mention it like you actually did it. You didn't just like say, "Oh, I'm this and I'm that," but you have the accolades behind you to prove that you did it. So to bring God into it is kind of questionable for the simple fact that, like, how should I put it? You haven't done anything. That's just it. You haven't done anything. So I don't know why you bring him into it. But that's another story. And one thing I also want to say too, I think like with her, with what she got going on, I think like personally she got a lot of yes men behind her. I'm pretty sure she has a lot of yes men behind her, and that they just like say yes, and they don't really sit her down and tell her, okay, well, you got to straighten up. You're not really, your trajectory is kind of like looking like, okay, well, what I mean? I don't think she has those people with her.
And that's okay. But when it is time to do it, y'all gonna know. And what will you say then? Nothing.
What's the last month or two just kind of taught you about your confidence, your self-belief, and like how important that is to have that reaffirmed to yourself every day in spite of setbacks?
Oh, just having that confidence. You have to believe in yourself before you expect anybody else to believe in you. So you have to have that confidence within you and sturdy. Meaning because the world can be a foul place. So if you don't have it within yourself, when you step out into the world knowing that the world isn't all peaches and cream, then the world is going to get to you. So with that, I continue to stand strong, stand tall. My support system, my family, everybody, they keep that in me as well. So honestly, the confidence comes from being grounded, from having that support system. And as long as I got them, the haters can talk, people can talk, but at the end of the day, we're still here. You're still gonna watch.
Okay, well, her support system probably just gasses her up. That's probably it. They don't sit her down and say, you got to really put in the work. You got to really like do what you need to do in order to make this thing happen. I'm pretty sure that's the case. It's always been that way too, though, with certain people. And this goes back to like just in general when you deal with Western women, and I've seen it a lot with black women, Western black women, where where black women will get together and then they'll antagonize you. They'll antagonize you, and then one will antagonize you, and then another one will be right behind you and they'll antagonize you with them. You know, it's happened to me a couple of times because of the simple fact that, like, again, you know, they just don't, like, how should I put it? When you move at a different kind of like wavelength than them, they'll find a way to try to antagonize you. Believe it or not, even with Ermias, Ascadon, aka Nip Hustle, I can tell you many stories about people, the females in the hood who, and also females in the industry who antagonize that man, you know, and he was like the farthest one from getting in the way at all. And I'll tell you who were the main antagonizers: Black American women, basically, you know. But anyhow, that it's just that's what, like, a lot of these Black American women do. They get together and they find a way to be antagonizing, and they'll big each other up by being antagonizing to someone else. It's the same thing with her, you know, like, she's like, I'm pretty sure that in her circle that they're just probably gassing her up, and they're not telling her, okay, you got to quit all the games and really get down and do the work. I'm pretty sure in her circle, they're like, okay, well, you got the Nike deal, you got the commercial, you got people doing songs in tribute to you, so you're set. I guarantee you that's what's going on behind the scenes.
You're still waiting. So I feel delicious. Okay.
Okay, I feel delicious. I feel delicious. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of odd, you know. I feel delicious. Well, you know, at the end of the day, you know, Nike, and this is Nike, you know, that's the thing about Nike. Nike will use anything and everything to sell. You know, I mean, you look at, for example, whatever his name is, Colin Kaepernick, since he's been blackballed out of the NFL or what have you. It was the same thing with him. You know, Nike decided to sponsor him, and when they did sponsor him, the sales of Nike went up very, very much, you know, even despite the fact that he didn't have a team, right? That's what Nike does most of the time, though. You know, this is just something that Nike does. But, you know, I'm not going to lie. I like to use Nike boxing shoes. Them shits are good. As a matter of fact, shout outs to the homie in Philadelphia. He's sending me another pair of them things, man. But Nike will use any and every means to market its products, even if it's not in the most morally upright way, as we see here. She just said, I feel delicious. Okay? You see Nike in the background, though. Let's continue.
You've inspired people. Do you see yourself as a role model?
Yes, I do. At this point, I have accepted that role because of the fact people need someone. And I have to learn that. I've learned that. Like, people need that. Somebody has to be able to step out there and be that sacrifice, that one to lead the way. And I have no problem with that sacrifice. I'll take all of that. That means the generations after me can come into this game feeling like themselves and express that. They don't feel like they have to be in a bubble. They don't feel like social media is pressuring them and crushing them, because at the end of the day, you are who you are, and you have to hold on firmly to that. Because if not, the world will crumble you down. So I'm standing tall. Thank you.
Okay, so if I had girls, okay, if I had girls and daughters who were in athletics, I would tell them, don't watch this woman run. I will also tell them, don't watch this do not copy her way of being, okay? She is not a role model, okay? At the end of the day, what she's going to do is promote more self-entitlement, more self-absorption, more conceit, more haughtiness in the like thereof, okay? So, don't watch her. Watch people like what I'm about to show. I'm going to show you the difference between her and then the difference between someone who has their head on their shoulder. Okay, let's look. Let's see. Let me see real quick. Let me see what we got. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's go to... First, we're going to go to a team. We're going to go to a team first. And then we'll go to Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. Let's go there. Okay.
If your car's collecting dust, parking tickets, list it on Avail and collect cash instead. With Avail, your car makes you money while you're not using it. Just drop off your car and Avail takes care of the rest. You'll be paid through the Avail app after every trip.
There.
It felt pretty good. It felt just like, being at Hayward again. I feel like this go around, it being the last one was definitely a little more chill.
The sad thing about this is a team is actually younger than Sha'Carri, and actually you can tell it's more mature, more calm. I guess the thing is too, it has to do with her event. I mean, the 800-meter run is a very difficult event. It's borderline a sprint. Like many people consider it middle distance, but it's borderline a sprint. Them people are booking it out there when they're running 800 meters. Like, they're really booking it. But because the 100-meter is the marquee event, I guess that's the reason why, like, you don't see that bravado that you see with Sha'Carri. But also keep in mind, though, she's of Southern Sudanese background. So that could have also a lot to do with it, is her upbringing as well. But let's continue. Let's listen to how she talks. And mind you, this is the winner. And mind you, this is the girl who has the American record at 19 years old. Okay? In my opinion, if she wanted to, she can probably medal in the 800 and the 400 if she wanted to. But let's listen to her. Let's go.
I knew what I had to do. Felt just like any other meet. So I'm just happy that I ran the way I needed to run and I accomplished what I needed to.
So after all you've been through over the last couple months, you still feel healthy, ready? I mean, you were still able to kind of get what you needed to get out of it?
I knew in my mind this was my last race. So of course I'm going to tell myself, I got to get through this one and then we'll be done. Yeah, I didn't psych myself out and say, I'm tired, my legs are... I knew in reality, of course, my legs are definitely feeling it a little bit, just coming off the games and running so much this season. But like I said, I had to keep my mental strong and just come out here and compete how I usually do and execute. That's all.
I'm telling you, we're built different. We're really built different, okay? Because that's what it really comes down to, is the mind. The mind is a very powerful thing. And you can navigate your mind to do a lot of things. And she just shows that the mental toughness she had to do what she needed to do. Unlike Sha'Carri, who did psych herself out and who decided, I'm not going to run 200 meters since I didn't have my way in the 100 meters. Just counting herself out, basically. I know if that was me, I would say, okay, let me see. Maybe I can redeem myself and get first place. But that's just me, though. But let's continue.
Better to cross the finish when you do, knowing, all right, it's done.
Oh my God, that was the most relieving I've ever felt this whole entire season. Definitely screamed, I am done. It was just nice to end it here. I mean, it was a really great field. Definitely, first time running with the Pacers, that was fun. Again, I was just being competitive, just doing what I had to do to run well and compete.
We'll talk to some of the other runners in the race. They called you amazing, incredible. When you hear that, I mean, how does that make you feel?
No, it's awesome. I mean, I've been doing this for, I guess, quite some time, or I would say, like, starting in 2019, I started running with professional athletes, and I was never the greatest athlete out there. Of course, I was looking up to these women, and I was one of the youngest ones that were kind of trying to get up to that level. So, I mean, just being that I'm kind of there now, and they're all appreciative and supportive of what I'm doing, though we're competitors and we run against each other. I really appreciate that. I think that's one thing that I really liked about the 800 group, the 800 women in general.
You see that? She admitted that she earned her stripes. She admitted that she went through the trenches and had to earn her stripes, okay? She even said I wasn't like the top dog out there, and to see myself get to there, is amazing. Obviously I was trying to get there, but to see myself actually get there now is amazing. You see this? Unlike the opposite one, Sha'Carri, who thinks she's already the top dog. She thinks she's already numero uno. But let's continue.
How are you going to celebrate now?
Sorry?
Season's over. How are you going to celebrate?
Oh my goodness. I'm going on vacation with my friends and my brother, so that will be fun. Just going to relax, go to the beach, kick it back, and do absolutely nothing.
What's your relationship like with Raven? How cool is it to be able to share moments like this together?
Yeah, I think Raven and I have definitely grown our relationship since 2019 running. We didn't really, it wasn't something I was like, we're right on top of each other, but I mean, I think just, competing at the Olympic Games, running at trials together, running at USA's last 2019 even, I think it's just been, each race has gotten us closer just because, we both know what we're going through, and she's watching me grow, I'm watching her do these amazing things and get better in track and field as well, so definitely support each other, definitely appreciate what one another do, so I think just as the years go by, we'll just stick by each other's side and, make each other better and just, continue to be supportive of one another.
Hope you enjoy vacation.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Congratulations. Great.
Well, that's her. Let's see, Shelly Ann Fraser Price. Let's see how she is.
Get all your videos ad-free and watch uninterrupted. Try YouTube Premium on us.
I may have to get you
to go on with everything else you've done individually.
That's good. I said always, yes, on paper we have a solid team to break the world record, but I think we just need some more practice and making sure that the team gels properly, and then we not think about that and then go out and have it done. So I'm excited about that.
And to that, how important is it that Brianna continues to be part of this right now? Because obviously you have to have four. You can't just have one, two,
three. And I think Jamaica is capable of producing any four top females at any given time.
They are. I mean, by the way, I like her. I always, Pocket Rocket has always been like one of my favorites, with her sexy ass. But anyhow, Jamaica, the thing is with Jamaica is that there's a couple of factors, and that's another video in itself, but I'm not going to get too much into this. But there's a couple of factors that make these Jamaicans very fast. Number one, a lot of them have maroon blood in them. Okay, and what is a maroon? The word maroon comes from cimarron, which means runaway. So these are the slaves that ran away, head to the bushes. So you had to be fleet of foot in order to do that. So you look at where all these Jamaican sprinters come from. Most of them don't come from Kingston. A lot of them come from these small villages, which are very hilly and whatnot. So this is why they're able to this is one of the reasons why they're able to produce this talent. The other reason, of course, is they want to get out of like just, I guess you can say, humble situations in terms of not having the monetary things needed to really thrive. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
And Brianna is a brilliant start leg for us, especially in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And you definitely want her to continue to be in tip-top shape. I think Zurich actually presents itself a possibility that we could do a relay there if everybody is healthy and get to that Zurich finals.
Right.
Then maybe potentially we could still field the team, and hopefully we'll be able to deliver that.
We would look forward to that.
All right, there's one more I want to look at. There's actually one more I want to look at. They didn't do the interview, but here's the winner of the race, Elaine Thompson. Let's see if we have the interview. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see her interview. Let's see her interview. I think this is it right here.
Congratulations on that personal best, that world lead, the second fastest time ever, 10.52. Tell us about.
And you know what the sad thing is too? And I was looking on these forums too, and I was looking on Instagram. You have Black American women say that she wasn't even a woman. You have Black American women saying that she's a man. That's how much, like, this is how toxic the Western woman is. Just because she won. But let's continue.
That race.
It's 10.54, but I mean, I have to give God thanks. I crossed the line healthy. I was a little bit tired after the championship, so not knowing that I will come out here to look another PB. So I'm really excited and grateful at the same time.
Now, you see how humble she is. Imagine if Sha'Carri did the feats that she did. As a matter of fact, I think Sha'Carri would like talk about her competitors. She would probably be like, yeah, there was no competition. I just like blew him out the water or something like that. I guarantee you, bro. I guarantee you. But let's continue.
This time, does it make you feel that you can go after that world record?
Yes, because I ran 10.61, I ran 10.54, so that means I am close, of course. So there's some more work to do. So
this woman just ran 10.5, and she's talking about this. There's still some work to do. You see the difference that I'm talking about?
it's a target, of course.
Running on this track, this has always been a fast track. Did you feel it? Did it make a difference, or as a runner?
Normally people always talk about the track is fast or the spike is fast, but also we have to put in the work as well, because I've been putting the work, therefore I could not get the result.
And that's what Sha'Carri didn't do, according to the dude I know in track and field. Someone told me that she basically just showed up to the meet thinking that she was just going to blow him out the water, as I said before. And I can kind of see that. I can kind of believe that. Because the way it looks like, it looks like she spends more time on social media anyway than actually working. But let's continue.
So therefore, the track versus my speed and my work, I would say yes, but it feels good, the track feels good. My first time competing here after the refurbish of the track, so it feels good to test it up before the World Championship.
Yes, you had the top 3 medalists from Tokyo. How did you feel running that race and the competition, that strong competition? How did it make you feel perform?
Honestly, they pushed me to the line because I knew everyone was coming after that championship, so they helped me to get that 10.5, and I'm really grateful for those ladies because they ran their hearts out. So for me to go there and win that race with a world lead and a PB, I'm really grateful. So all those ladies, thank you for helping me to do that.
You see? She understands that, like, with the although you run your own race, in order to be the best, you have to go against the best. And the best is going to push you to another level. That's the thing. It will make you uncomfortable, but you still find new levels that you have that you didn't know you had. I'm pretty sure she didn't know she was going to run a 10.5 when she got there. But she did it. But there was other contributions to that 10.5 in the form of her competitors. Well, let's continue.
Sha'Carri Richardson, I don't know if you know, she placed ninth. She came out and said something that she was ready. She got some rest and she was coming for you ladies.
I wasn't paying in mind, but no comment about that.
That's the best way to. That's honestly the best way to answer that question. You know, like just answer that statement. You know, one thing I noticed, and this is something that us as black men, no matter where we're at in the world, that we can do, it's just ignore the Western women who come at us for expressing ourselves. Like, just ignore them. You know, they're going to curse you out. They're going to call you gay. They're going to call you all types of things. But the best way to do it is just pay them no mind at all. You know, and she just shows this. And by her not paying Sha'Carri any mind, she is able to thrive. And so that will be the same thing for us. By us not paying the Western woman any mind, by us doing our thing, staying on our own square, I'm pretty sure all of us will thrive. You know, not just a few of us, all of us will thrive. We'll all be on code. You know what I mean? But let's see if there's any more.
Okay, congratulations again, Elaine. And what's your next step?
Honestly, I'm going back to Italy and then take it from there. I have some more races to do.
Okay, congratulations again.
Okay, let's see. I think let's see. Let's see if Dalilah Muhammad has an interview, post-race interview. Dalilah Muhammad. Let me see. Shout outs to Dalilah Muhammad. Yeah, shout outs to Dalilah Muhammad. Looks like she doesn't have a race. Let me see what this is though. Hold on.
Right there. Oh, it's a way to send money. To friends and family. Even if they bank somewhere different than you do. Zelle. The answer is Zelle. Zelle. Look for it in your banking app.
Were you surprised that Sha'Carri was so far back?
Oh, okay.
So far back.
I wasn't watching Sha'Carri, to be honest.
Okay, here we go. Boom. They didn't show this part. But this is the best way to answer. You know what I noticed about these interviewers too? They try to gaslight the Jamaicans. They try to get listen. They try to get a response out of these Jamaicans in order for them to take that response back to Sha'Carri and then blow it up, and then Sha'Carri will respond back. Because here's the thing about Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri likes to respond back to even her other teammates on the U.S. track and field via Twitter. There's been back and forth with her, with her teammates. I'm telling you. They try to gaslight these women.
Were you surprised that Sha'Carri was so far back?
I wasn't watching Sha'Carri, to be honest.
She didn't have eyes on the back of her head.
Oh, well, obviously not.
Jamaica 1, 2, 3.
All right, let's see. Let me see what this is.
You have a world championship to defend next year.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay, let me see. What's he talking about? Let's see what he's talking about real quick.
Some Diamond League meeting, and you know what? Athletes have just come back from Tokyo, really, a couple of weeks ago, recovering from the jet lag somehow, and all of the traveling, obviously hungry on another lightning.
Okay, let me see. He ain't really talking about much. Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna end it with this.
Took away your glory again. I can.
Yeah, you see how they're smiling at her in the background. Okay, let's see. Let's see if Brianna Williams has an interview. Brianna Williams, believe it or not, is younger than Sha'Carri. You know, let's see her interview. Let's see Brianna Williams' interview. Let's see if she got one right now. I know this is a long commentary, but you know, a nigga loves track and field, but a nigga is also just showing you how toxic these Western women are, especially these Western black women. You know what I mean? The crazy thing is, the crazy thing about it is, the crazy thing is, with like even these Jamaican women, I'm pretty sure they've been influenced by the West and what have you, but at the same time, they still remain humble. You know what I mean? And they still, it almost seems like they're pretty traditional, because I think Elaine Thompson, she married Shelly Ann Fraser Price. She definitely married, and she got a kid. And yeah, but let's see real quick. Let me see.
That's a Chromebook with built-in virus protection, so you can click with confidence. With no more of this, and a lot more peace of mind. Move along, viruses. Switch to built-in virus protection. Switch to Chromebook.
And can nobody ever take that from me?
Yeah, look at the reaction. She's just looking at her rants, basically. And again, I say it's pretty sad that, you know, they interviewed the one who came in butt naked last, rather than interview the winner. I mean, I'm still kind of like confused at that, but you know, it is what it is. Let's look at one more thing. I want to look at one more thing, and this comes from a teacher that I have benefited from. But you know, he has said a few things that I was like not cool with. You know what I mean? He said some controversial things which I necessarily didn't agree with, but I do agree with him on this. And this is to show that you don't have to hold any filters back when it comes to when it comes to basically humbling what all the bullshit that a lot of these Western women say, and humbling the bullshit that a lot of these Western women do as well. You know what I mean? Just yesterday, I had to humble what a Western woman was saying, because you know how Umar likes to simp, Brother Umar, how he likes to simp to black women so much. Like that dude's the definition of a simp. And I called him out on being a simp, and you had this black American big Shirley woman coming at me, calling me gay because I'm not putting these women on a pedestal. You know what I mean? And I let her have it. You know, I definitely let her have it. You know how they say let her rip? I let her rip times 10, and then I proceeded to block her. You know, so I say this to say, and this goes to Sha'Carri, the thing is, if she doesn't like realize what she's doing, people are going to keep on doing what this guy says. Let's look at this. Okay, it's a short little clip.
and other diseases of the heart. The Muslims have identified about 33 diseases of the heart. One of the fascinating things about the spiritual diseases of the heart is, like the physical diseases, we oftentimes are unaware of them. Ask any cardiologist. That's what I worked in as a cardiac unit. People are amazed when they suddenly have a heart attack. They weren't even aware they had heart disease. And the spiritual heart is very much like that. There are many people that don't know that they're arrogant. And this is why there's a tradition.
I wonder if Sha'Carri knows if she's arrogant, though. Or I wonder if the people that she's around, they just tell her, "Oh, you know, you're not arrogant, you're confident." I wonder if she knows that.
It says arrogance in the presence of an arrogant person is worship. In other words,
exactly. You get that, right? Listen to what he just said.
That says arrogance in the presence of an arrogant person is worship.
So when hoteps come to this page, when these fake pro-black people come to this page, when these fake woke people come to my platform, and I give them an earful of what they gave to me, I'm actually worshiping God. Because this is the common factor that I find with these pro-blacks, these fake wokes, these hoteps, these vegans, these naturalists, these nudists, these goddesses, these gods. The number one common denominator that they have is arrogance. So when you give it back to them in tenfold, there's nothing that they can say to you, because you just shut down their whole crap. But let's listen.
In other words, let them know what it feels like. You know, that there's a type of blessing in that to an arrogant.
Exactly. Let them know what it feels like. Booyah. So that's what happened the other day. I'm going to tell you what happened the other day. Okay. So, I was in the store, and there was a bonquisha basically in the store. And I was in line, and in essence, she tried to cut me. You know, she tried to like just walk in front of me as if I wasn't there. And I said, "Excuse me, yeah, I was in line actually." And she says, "And?" And I said, "Yeah, and move your big ass to the back of the line." She was surprised that came out of my mouth, right? Because I did come out of my mouth, she proceeded to say, "Oh, you don't have to talk like that." And I'm like, "You didn't have to say and like that, but you did." So then I proceeded to say, "Don't get mad when I do a you on you." That's how you have to do it with these women, with these Western women. You have to give them a taste of their own medicine on tenfold sometimes. Because as sad as it sounds, because a lot of time women are driven off of emotions, as you saw Sha'Carri was driven off of emotions. A lot of times when they're driven off of emotion, they're not thinking straight. You know? So by giving them a taste of their own medicine, you're doing them a favor. But let the Western world tell it, though. Let the Western world tell it, and let the Black conscious community tell it. Their toxicity is just part of their divinity, and part of them walking in their goddess frame. Let the conscious community tell it that way, though. But as this gentleman has said, this brother has said, give them. Listen, if you're dealing with these women, give them a taste of their own medicine. Go ahead. It's within your right. It's within your right to do so. Go ahead. Do it.
Person to let them know, let them feel the brunt of arrogance, right? Because many arrogant people are completely unaware of their arrogance.
I didn't get that. Explain that again.
About what?
What you just said about
an arrogant person?
Showing the arrogant person.
In other words, if somebody's being arrogant with you, that you one up them. One of the Arab poets said,
exactly. So, to my brothers, you don't have to necessarily one up them with words. You don't have to, you can one up them with actions. I'm going to tell you something that happened. I'm going to tell you something else that happened, okay? There was this Black American woman, right? And in essence, she basically said, oh, you can't get pretty women. You're ugly. You're this, that, and the other. You have big lips. You have wide nose. You're just dirty ass African. One up them. This is how I one upped her. Okay? The way I one upped her is I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So I like a few days later, I guess. And this is when I was in my I guess you can say in my boys will be boy stage. So she was saying these things, you know, talking about my eyes, talking about everything like that, saying that I'm just like ugly and whatnot. So I went up her and I come sliding through with a Afro-Brazilian in my passenger seat. You know what I mean? She's on the bus though, but I'm in my car. And I see her on the bus by herself. And then I just nodded my head while I was bumping my music with the Afro-Brazilian female in my car. And mind you, this Afro-Brazilian was a neck breaker. You know what I mean? So sometimes you don't even have to, when the Western woman is toxic and stuff like that, is arrogant towards you, does look down on you, sometimes you don't even have to say anything. Sometimes the best way to one up them is by your actions. So if you're dealing with one of them or one doesn't want to deal with you, one up them and go get a Black woman from another country. One up them.
If anybody's going to be arrogant with me, I'm going to show him an arrogance he'll never forget. Right? And the idea is it's like a medicine. You know, you're just giving them a little taste. You know, how did you like it? You know, because a lot of people are very unaware of that state, and it's a very unfortunate ailment of the heart, and it can be cured. All these diseases, according to the Muslims, are curable.
But
you know, how could you deny your kid the?
That's all I want to do. You know, honestly, I can go over, like, I have a book in which my teacher published rahmatullah alayhi, may Allah have mercy on him, that goes over those diseases of the heart. I mean, if you guys want to, I can leave your comments on the comment section and I can actually do videos breaking down the diseases of the heart. You know what I mean? Because of the simple fact that these things can have physical effects. Because if you look at like Sha'Carri, and I'm going to end on this note. If you look at Sha'Carri, because of her arrogance and what she has in her heart, she kind of looks like I don't know, like is everything okay type look. Whereas you look at Shelly Ann Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson, Delilah Muhammad, Atin Mu, Alex and Felix. You look at these ladies and there's a sense of tranquility that these ladies have, But anyhow, man, that's all I wanted to say. The way that Sha'Carri is in these interviews just reinforced my last video, which got a lot of thumbs down. But that's okay, because I'm going to hold my line. Everybody knows me as the African radical. Because again, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to end on this. Okay? I said it before, I'll say it again. To all you conscious Negroes, to all you would-be Pan-African, African Islam bashing Negroes, to all you pro-black simp Negroes who worship black women, and who worship the Western black women at that. I'm not from this funny world y'all from, okay? And I don't go by these rules, okay? So just really respect my line, point blank, period. And if you don't respect my line, then bounce, period. But anyhow, Fool is signing out. And if you watch this long, I appreciate it very much. Njarama.